Alright, today we have types of people after high school. The creator is Cheat. Or, no, not Cheat. Cheats. Fuck, I don't know how to say it. Alright, here we go. What the fuck? My bad. Alright.
You did it! You graduated! You survived 4 years of awkward class presentations, school lunches that probably violated the Geneva Convention, and
Bro, fuck school lunches. I don't know why, but there was a point where they were actually good, and they went to fucking shit. I don't know exactly why. There's probably a logical explanation behind it, but bro, I think there's only a few edible things at our school. I remember my friend almost puked after thinking he was tough enough and brave enough to go against the tackle that was the meatloaf, and the meatloaf looked like a lump of shit molded to look like some sort of piece of meat. It's horrible. You know it's bad when it even smells fucking rotten. Normally it just looks horrible and tastes bad. It smelt rotten, looked like shit, and tastes like shit, bro. Fuck school lunches.
your Discord group chat did not get leaked. But now you're out, you're free, and suddenly that question hits like a truck. So, what's next? Some people sprint toward college like it's the finish line, others clock into a job 2 days later like, yep, this is life now. And then there's the rest of us just sitting in our rooms like, should I start a podcast or a pyramid scheme? Let's talk about it. The types of people after high school and how weird this phase of life actually is. Starting off, we have the college dreamer. These are kids that always knew they were going to
There's honestly, I think it's getting worse as it goes on. There's more and more people wanting to stop going to college, and I think it's because the pressures put on us about our parents saying, oh, you must go to college, and that we don't want to, because most of us don't really like school. But it's like it's split down the middle. It's either they're really ambitious and want to go to college, or they are completely against it. They're like, fuck college. College can burn in hell. I know a few people from my school that want to go to college. The rest of them don't at all, despise it. But to be fair, I don't think these kids have the right judgment at the moment to really decide whether they want to go and attend college or not. It also varies which college they want to go to. I mean, be dumbass, go to Arizona. Fucking A. I mean, but fuck that. Arizona's hot as balls. I don't know. Fuck that, though. I don't know if I want to go to college. It's hard. It's a hard decision. I'll make that one up.
college. They had a dream school, a major, a life plan, a backup plan, and a backup for their backup. They got their dorm set up off Pinterest, joined a Discord server for their class before orientation, and had their roommate's name memorized before they even graduated high school. Fast forward a few weeks and it's like, yeah, I'm 14 grand in debt, I hate my major, and my roommate's been coughing since the second week of school. College is cool if you know what you're doing, but most people don't. Most people just go because they're told to by parents, teachers, guidance.
Exactly. And honestly, I don't get it why most people just go to party. At that point, just literally, if you're just going for the fact that you want to party, just go to fucking parties. You don't have to attend college to do all that. You're kind of just fucking cutting your pockets deep. Most of those motherfuckers that just straight up only party don't even really do as much work. They probably do horrible. I mean, I don't see the point in attending at that point. You're putting all this effort in just to go fucking get crossfaded at some dude's fraternity house, bro. It's not worth it.
Counselors and the ghost of the American dream, and now you're paying 40 grand a year just to cry in a communal bathroom. Fun times. But then there's the people who skip college and go straight into the workforce. They start working warehouse jobs, retail, construction, whatever gets the bills paid. They're making money, stacking checks, and eating out every night because they still live at home and only have 3 bills. At first it sounds smart. You're making money right away, no student loans hanging over your head, and your weekends are free if you're lucky. You start thinking, hey, this might actually be a better path. But then the reality sets in. The hours are long, the pay isn't as life-changing as you thought, you're constantly tired physically and mentally, you go home drained, you wake up drained, and every day starts blurring together. You're surrounded by people twice your age who have been there.
And at this point, once you wake up drained, that's when you go down the street and hit up the local plug and get yourself some black tar heroin. To get it all working again, make you start smiling. Then after that, after you get rid of your rush, go take some of your money down to the casino and get the good old gambler's rush. That's the good one. You drink and you smoke inside the casino while gambling away what was going to be your future college funds, because after you're done with your workforce, you got to get that so you can get a more high-paying job, get paid more for your job. So you're going to take that and go gamble, and trust me, you'll definitely make all your money. You'll make all your money's worth. It's the smart choice. There's no other way I could think of making money that's not as good as just gambling. Gambling has to be the best way to make
Since
money.
before you were even born, and they'll say things like, it's not great, but it's a job, or at least it's stable. They're not chasing anything, they're just surviving. And then that's when it hits you. This isn't a launch pad, this is where people stay, because they don't have time, energy, or options left to go anywhere else. It becomes routine. Wake up, commute, work, home, sleep. Do that for the rest of your life, with maybe 2 weeks off per year if your boss approves the PTO. And for a lot of people, the scariest part isn't even the job itself. It's the idea that you could blink and suddenly be like 40, still there, still stuck, wondering what your life could have been if you'd done something else. Then there's that person, the one who said,
Yo, I low-key sometimes am curious, how do people that work at Walmart, actually pay for bills? Hold up. Walmart salary. I'm sorry, I'm tapping this with one hand, so it takes a bit. Entry-level position, typically around $18 per hour. A store manager makes $103,000 a year. Okay, that's alright. Hold on, that's actually a lot. While a staff software engineer could make over $157,000 per year. Okay, hold up. If we're not looking at entry level, never mind. Actually, you kind of make a lot. What the fuck? But how much that goes to taxes? Never mind.
I'm taking a gap year. Not because they couldn't go to college, not because they had a plan, but because they needed to find themselves, to travel, to breathe, to experience the world. You ask them where they're going and they'll hit you with, I'm thinking Europe or maybe Southeast Asia. Go off the grid for a bit. 6 months later, they haven't gone further than the local Taco Bell. They wake up at 2 p.m., scroll TikTok for 3 hours, and then tweet something deep like healing isn't linear. Their idea of working on themselves is watching 3-hour video essays on YouTube about movies they've never seen. They downloaded Duolingo to learn French but stopped after bonjour. They keep saying they're gonna start a clothing brand, and they did design one hoodie in Canada.
Clothing brands are the worst idea for anyone to try to make money. That's why you go gamble instead. But genuinely, none of these motherfuckers are making it big with their 100% polyester bullshit. Bro, no one wants to wear that fucking design. It's a black t-shirt with an anime girl on it. It's not even tough, right? Maybe you could find one that's tough, but dude, they never. Or I'll see one where they try to make a cool design and it literally just looks corny as fuck, and they have somehow on TikTok shop sold 100. I'm surprised when they sell that much. I saw a hoodie. It was a regular fucking hoodie with a star on it, and they were selling it for $100. I'm like, bro, suck a fat cock. No one is paying that price. I was like, holy shit.
That they haven't posted because they're waiting for the right vibe. And listen, there's no shame in taking a break. Sometimes that time off is necessary, especially if school has burnt you out. But the problem is this break becomes your whole life. 1 month becomes 3 becomes 6. And before you know it, they've built a full routine around doing absolutely nothing. Wake up late, stare at a wall, play some Valorant, hit up their local gas station for dinner, and repeat. But they'll keep saying, trust me, bro, I got plans. And when you ask what those plans are, it's always vague. Big things coming. I'm in a building phase right now. No, you're not. You're in pajamas at 4 p.m. They'll talk about launching something like they're Elon Musk, but the closest thing they've launched is a DoorDash order. They keep referencing the economy like it's the reason they haven't made a move yet. With inflation, the way it is right now, bro, you don't even pay for gas. What are you talking?
These are like the same motherfuckers that buy an ass load of colognes. They're like, bruh, you know, colognes make you pull when they have like zero fucking girlfriends. They have like an ass load of colognes on their fucking thing. Like, dude, they make you smell good. I'll get all the hoes. Just wait. They, like, it turns out like fucking year later, they still have jack shit. Me. They're always chopped as shit too.
Talking about. And look, we've all been there to some extent. You know, the weird limbo phase. You're technically free. You don't owe anyone anything. You're just kind of floating. And for a while, that can feel amazing. You're not answering to teachers. You're not stuck in a classroom. You're not dealing with exams or deadlines. But if you're not careful, that float becomes a free fall. You stop making decisions. You stop trying. And you convince yourself that you're waiting for the right moment when really you're just scared to start. Gap years are fine.
A win is a win. A win is a win. I don't care what y'all say. A win is a win.
It looks like the road is clearing up ahead. Would you like to take control?
We're doing actually.
Let's do it.
Resting is fine, vibing is fine, but if your gap year turns into a gap decade and your life plan still revolves around a clothing brand that does not exist yet, maybe it's time to clock back in. Next up, we have the friend who straight up disappears after high school. High school ends and this person vanishes like it's a Marvel post-credit scene. 1 minute they were at every hangout, every group chat, every chaotic late night Discord call, then poof, they're gone. They stop replying, they leave the Snap group chat without saying a word. They're not mad, they're not beefing, they just dipped. At first you're like, maybe they're busy, but then weeks turn into months, birthdays go by, inside jokes get forgotten, and the next time you think of them is because Instagram reminded you with one of those weird people you may know stories where they're standing in front of a Jeep with a quote like, only forward from here, then one day out of nowhere you run into them, Target, gas station, Taco Bell, doesn't matter, and it's the weirdest interaction of your life. Oh my god, how have you been? Good, I'm just working a lot, grinding. Yeah, grinding what? No one knows. You're half expecting them to tell you they're a freelance monk or something. And the thing is, they're not weird or rude or distant when you see them again. They're chill, they're polite. It's like catching up with a coworker you forgot you used to be best friends with. You part ways with some, awkward let's hang soon energy, knowing damn well it's never happening. And it's not a bad thing really, it's just what happens. People drift, they move towns, they get new jobs, new circles, new priorities, but it still hits you sideways.
Yeah, that happens a lot actually. Like, you'll meet someone, like, I've had it happen a lot. Like, I have friends that come here, and then they end up having to move. But they live here for, like a year. They either last a year, or maximum it's, 4 years, and then they end up dipping. Like, bro, the fuck, dude? You came here just as, a move destinations? What the fuck are you, a goddamn nomad? You just come here and dip, bro? Like, fuck. So fucking annoying, but you just have to deal with that bullshit.
When someone who was in your life every single day just becomes a memory, you start realizing how many friendships were based on proximity, not purpose. Y'all weren't soulmates, y'all just sat next to each other in biology for 4 years. And it's weird because when it happens, you think you did something wrong. Like, did I say something? Did I forget to reply to something important? No, they're just on a different path now, and that's okay. It still stings, but it's okay. Eventually, you'll be that person to someone else too. You'll vanish from their life, pop up months later. Yo, it's been a minute, DM with no explanation. And that's just how life moves after high school, Friendships stop being automatic. You actually have to put effort in, and if neither of you do, that bond just fades. Not out of malice or hatred, just out of life. Sorry, I'll try to keep it lighthearted, not to get too existential with you guys. Alright, next up we got the bum. There's the gap year person, and then there's their final form, the bum. Because the gap year person pretends that there's a plan. The bum, they're not even pretending anymore. They're in a deep void, no goals, no job, no plan, just vibes, vape clouds, and a mattress on the floor. Their sleep schedule doesn't exist. They just collapse at random. They've watched 18 seasons of Grey's Anatomy this month alone. Every day.
Alright, I'm not gonna lie. Back there when he said the mattress on the floor. Can't lie. It's not that bad, right? Think about it real hard. You don't really need a bed frame. And bed frames are pretty expensive if you already have a mattress. I mean, if you're living on your own, though. If you're still living with your parents and you have that, but there should be no excuse why you haven't bought one or already have one. But, if you're moving out, honestly, I think a good idea, if you're, poor, air mattress. Them bitches you can get at the store for, $100. All you gotta do is, it's all, firm, comfortable. You just put a few blankets on that bitch and, the pillow and you're snuggled up. You're cozy. I mean, I've had my good fares with the air mattress or cots. Cots are comfortable. I think cots might cost a little bit more. Still both like
Just a
great
blur of
options.
TikToks, microwave burritos, and nah, I'll do it tomorrow. You ask them what they're up to, and they'll go, just chilling lately, trying to figure stuff out. Bro, it's been a year. What are you trying to figure out? Shapes? They'll randomly bring up business ideas that sound like fever dreams, like, I might start a CBD candle line. I've been looking into, like, vending machines and passive income, you know? You look over and they're watching a 6-hour YouTube documentary on crypto by a guy named Finance Daddy. They haven't applied to a single job, not because they're unqualified, but because they haven't updated their resume since 10th grade when they worked at Chuck E. Cheese for 2 weeks. And here's the thing, it didn't start this way. Most of the time, the bum used to be the gap year person. They took a break to chill and they just never got back up. It's like when your computer goes into sleep mode but never wakes back up, that's them. It's being stuck in like a permanent loading screen. And that's kind of the post-high school lineup. There's definitely some people I haven't covered, so 10,000 likes for a part 2. Whether you're in college pretending to take notes on a Zoom class or working 10-hour shifts debating if a Costco membership counts as an investment, you're not alone. None of us know what we're doing, and the ones that do, they're probably faking it better than the rest of us. Everyone moves at their own pace. Some people jump ahead and crash. Some fall behind and catch up later. Some disappear and come back with a beard and a business. But no matter where you're at, just don't get stuck. Don't let temporary become forever. Don't let comfort become your cage. And definitely don't convince yourself that burnout means you're just mature. That's not maturity. That's just poor hygiene and caffeine addiction. So take your time, take a nap, take a risk. But whatever you do, don't take advice from that one guy selling a $97 course on how to escape the Matrix. Okay, goodbye.